What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight 8610 and today we have another deck profile for you guys. This one is over Cyber Angels and Herald Perfection. So yeah, I hope you guys have been looking forward to this build. This is one I've been working on for a pretty good while, and it is kind of more of the standard build for Cyber Angels right now, seeing as that we're still missing a few more of the rituals. I mean, we'll be getting Vishnu, I guess, in November, and then of course the card I talked about the other day, I think is in January or something like that. Raging Tempest is still a pretty good ways off, so I'm looking forward to getting those, but I think at the time, once we get those cards, then we can do more of a pure Cyber Angel build. But for now, this seems to be the best build and the most consistent build to use for Cyber Angels. So yeah, let's go on ahead and start talking about it. Alright, so first off, we have 3 Cyber Angel Benten. This card is amazing. I mean, she is a level 6 ritual monster, which helps out with the deck. That's the main theme of this deck anyway, is using level 6 ritual monsters. So of course, what really is great about her is that you're able to use her to tribute for the other rituals you want to bring out. She has a pretty good effect on everything, alright on the attack. I mean, that's kind of the theme with this deck, is that you're not going to have the strongest in terms of attack on monsters, but the effects is what really matters. And her effect is what makes her work out so well with Herald of Perfection, is that you're able to, when you tribute her for the ritual summon, which more than likely you're going to tribute her for Herald of Perfection, then you are getting that search effect where you're able to get a light fairy monster from your deck and add it to your hand. And then of course with Herald of Perfection's own ritual spell card, then you're also able to get Benten back to your hand. So that helps out a lot, because then you have 2 fairy monsters in your hand for Herald of Perfection, and then also it can help you set up for other plays in the future, whether it be another ritual summon or whatever. But consistently getting Benten back to your hand helps out so much because that search effect, and then of course, again, that gives you another fairy monster you can use with Herald of Perfection. And of course, going along with that, we do have our 3 Herald of Perfection. Using my Ghost Rare ones, hopefully they don't glare too bad on camera. I know that's kind of the bad part with using Ghost Rares, but anyway, I'm still so happy that I actually have 3 of these. I looked through my old cards and I found them, so I was happy that I still kept those. And just an all-around amazing card. Doesn't need too much explaining on it. I mean, basically, you summon it, you kind of lock down your opponent in a lot of plays. And that's what this deck helps out a lot with, is that there are so many cards that can help you make sure that you have the right cards in your hand, and also have, you know, the kind of a card advantage in your hand that you're going to be able to negate your opponent's cards. And with that, of course, you can lock them down and then bring out whatever monsters you need to win the duel. And then after that, this is a more debatable card to throw in, but I really like it, and that is, I'm using 2 Sephira Queen of Dragons. This card helps out a lot, in my opinion, just because of the drawing effect that it has. And not only that, I kind of like having a stronger ritual monster. I mean, with 2,500 attack, that is actually the strongest of the ritual monsters that I'm running in this, because Herald of Perfection isn't known for its attack, neither is Benten, but their effects are really nice. So it kind of helps to have a little bit of a stronger ritual monster out there. And then, of course, Stu being another level 6 works great with the deck. Only downside is that, obviously, it's a dragon. You know, I feel like if it was a fairy monster, that would help with this deck so much, it would be so much more reliable. But I still feel like that draw effect is really needed to just make sure you have the cards you need in your hands, since especially this being a ritual deck, make sure you have that ritual and that monster, and of course something to tribute for it, as well as just getting those fairy monsters to your hand for Herald of Perfection. So for me, I kind of feel like it's needed to have 2 of these. And then after that, we have our 3 Manju 10,000 Hands. I mean, obviously, anything that involves ritual monsters, you're going to be using 3 of this card. It helps you search for a ritual monster as well as a ritual spell. And then what really helps out with this card too is that it is actually a light fairy monster. So it's searchable for Benten as well. So, I mean, this card works so great in this deck, and I mean, it's just a staple. Pretty much anything that involves rituals is a staple, and especially in this deck, it's just a staple at 3. Then, since we are also using the Star Seraph engine, I have 3 Star Seraph Scepter, as you can see there, as well as 3 Star Seraph Sovereignty. So with these, of course, they're more light fairy monsters for you to search and everything too. And then also with Star Seraph Scepter's effect, you're also getting another searching ability, as well as with Sovereignty and its effect, you are able to get a little bit of a draw engine sort of thing going on. Because with both of these, you have them in your hand, then you can just place Star Seraph Scepter, and then of course search for another Sovereignty, use the Sovereignty in your hand's effect. There you go, special summon it to your side of the field, you get to draw a card. Then of course also you get that other Sovereignty from your deck to your hand, and then special summon it. So that means you get 3 level 4 monsters to your side of the field, you get to draw 2 cards from it from the 2 Sovereignties, so again, you want that hand advantage, especially to go with Perfection. And then of course you're also getting 3 level 4 monsters on your side of the field, which then can help you go for your rank 4 monsters that require 3 materials. Then after that, I'm running 2 Honest. It's kind of debatable if you want to side deck these or not, but I kind of feel like, again, with the lower attack monsters that I'm using in this, because nothing is really too powerful unless you're talking about, you know, like the extra deck stuff, but in the main deck, nothing is really that strong. So for me, I kind of feel like it is helpful to just run 2 Honest on that, because again, light fairy, so it's searchable by everything, and of course it's just nice to have Honest in your hand when you have one of your monsters on the field, because you know that you can easily run off your opponent with that, whether they're attacking or you're attacking their monster. monster, and it can just win games. So to me, it just kind of seems necessary to have 2 of these in the deck instead of just like in the side deck. And then of course for last turn monsters we have Archlord Christia. And this card is freaking awesome. I mean, you can summon it really easily. With Herald of Perfection and everything, it makes it so easy to kind of control what you have in your graveyard and manipulate it to getting this card out really easily. And with that, of course, gives you a very powerful monster that can also help lock down your opponent. Alright, so moving on to spells, we have 3 Machine Angel Ritual, as you can see here. So you're going to have 3 of those, 3 Dawn of the Herald, and then, of course, 2 Hymn of Light. So these are your ritual spells to go along with your ritual monsters. The reason you're running 3 Machine Angel Ritual, even though you're not necessarily going to be bringing out Benten in most cases, is because it still has a protection effect to go along with it. So using that with cards like Ritual Sanctuary and stuff is still very useful. And of course, if you want to bring out Benten, you have that option. I mean, obviously, you want to have the option to bring it out. Then for Dawn of Herald, again, like I said, it can help you recycle Benten, because more likely you're going to be using Benten to ritual summon Herald of Perfection, so using Dawn of Herald's effect with that, you're getting a searching effect with Benten, as well as being able to recycle Benten and add it to your hand using Dawn of Herald's effect. So you can just keep doing that over and over, and that helps you out. Then of course Hymn of Light also has an add effect where it's able to protect your monsters, so pretty much same reason as Machine Angel Ritual, which then of course you got to have 2 of them to go with the 2 ritual monsters that I have. So it's pretty much the same ratios where it's, you know, 3, 3, and 2. Then moving on, we have 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites. I mean, this is just basically a searcher to help you get your ritual monster and a ritual spell, so it just helps set everything up and make sure you have both of those. So kind of plain and simple. What's funny is it was kind of an overlooked card, but now a lot of people are paying attention to it after Cyber Angels have hit the scene, and it is so useful for this deck because, again, you're able to get your ritual spell, your ritual monster, and it just sets up everything for you. Then, of course, after that, we have Preparation of Rites. Pretty much same thing on that. I mean, it's able to help you search for your ritual monster, and then, of course, if you have one of your ritual spells in your graveyard, you can get that too. So, again, same reasons on that, it's just there to help search and get everything you need. Then, of course, after that, we have 3 Ritual of Sanctuary. This is the new field spell that came out with Cyber Angels, and of course it works great in this deck, because basically with it, again, it's a card that will help you search and recycle and get what you need. And then not only that, it also has a second effect, which can help you special summon one of your fairy monsters from the graveyard. It's just a useful effect that can also make it so 4 of your spell cards get to go back to the deck, and you can recycle them easily with that, and helps it out a lot. And then of course to go along with that, I have 2 Terraforming. Just good to search with Ritual Sanctuary, and also I'm using 1 Upstart Goblin, just because that extra draw power. Instead of running the 3rd Terraforming, I thought it might be more useful to have Upstart Goblin, because what's nice about it is that it can help you in any situation, because you're just able to, plain and simple, draw a card. So on that kind of choice, I thought it'd be better to just go with a Upstart Goblin instead of the 3rd Terraforming. And then, of course, for our last 2 cards, they are 2 Twin Twisters, because, well, you don't really mind sending some of your ritual spells to the graveyard anyway, because they can help protect your monsters, and also, Twin Twisters is Twin Twisters. I mean, it's basically staple in most decks, and that Spell and Trap Destruction can help you out a lot and can save you. Alright, now we're moving on to the extra deck, and we have number 39 Utopia Beyond, as well as M7, and Insector Excavabeetle. So that gives you 3 rank 6 monsters that you can bring out for different situations, whether it be just, you know, making your opponent's monsters attack 0 for Utopia Beyond, or M7, making it so you can send your opponent's monsters back to their hand, and then, of course, Excavabeetle, because Excavabeetle. I mean, just what it can do, take a monster on the field, and then also raise its attack from that, is pretty nice too. So that gives you pretty much 3 generic rank 6 monsters that you can use that are all very useful. And then, of course, since we're using them, we can also use Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, which you can just rank up from one of these rank 6 monsters, and there you go. You have a monster with pretty good attack and also piercing damage, which, again, can just win the game for you at that. And then along with the Star Seraph monsters, you gotta have some rank 4 monsters that require more than just 2 materials. So with that, I have Evilswarm Ouroboros, which this card is just amazing. It's the card you're going to be going for most of the time, and all 3 of its effects are just so amazing that you'll probably bring in and out the most out of the cards in your extra deck. And then, of course, Stellar Knight Deltaros. And then, of course, since we have Stellar Knight Deltaros, I'm also using Stellar Knight Constellar Diamond. So, there you go. That gives you pretty much your main XCs that you're going to be using with the Star Seraphs, as well as your rank 6 monsters. And then after that, you're kind of going with your more generic rank 4 monsters that you can bring out. So, with that, of course, you have Castel the Sky Blaster Musketeer, pretty much a staple in anything. Dagosto Emerald. The reason I'm using this is just because of its recycling ability is the main thing, because that can help out with a deck like this. I don't use it too often, but we did have the extra space in the extra deck, so I was thinking, you know what, I'll at least try one of these for now, and it has helped me out a few times, because, like I said, just that recycling ability can help you get everything you need, and then being able to draw a card can actually change things for you. Then Abyss Dweller, again, it's kind of staple like Castel. Then also using number 39 Utopia, as well as number S39, Utopia the Lightning, just because that extra damage you can do. So of course you're going to be bringing out number 39 Utopia and then instantly ranking it up to Utopia the Lightning. Doing that kind of damage and making it so your opponent can't really do anything about it, it's just amazing. And again, it's like I've said before, it's just a card that can just win games for you. And then after that, I'm also using Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon. I think this card's just really useful in a lot of different decks out there. Most of the time, I just don't really have the reason to use it because there's not enough room in the extra deck. But yeah, in the case of this deck, since I did have some extra room, I thought I would go ahead and use it. And then after that, we have Constellar Omega. Because of all of our light monsters, we can bring this card out, and it's an amazing one to use, as well as Fairy Cheer Girl. You know, those are two mainly themed around this deck just because of course, Omega, they can protect itself, and Fairy Cheer Girl is just really useful because of that draw effect. And yeah, there you go. That is the deck profile. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Of course, I want to do something with Cyber Angels, especially since I made a please print video back then. So like I said, for now I feel like the Herald build is probably the best build, but later on down the line I am wanting to make a more pure build for Cyber Angels. But like I said, I feel like we have to wait for at least Vishnu before that can really happen, and then I'll also use the other Cyber Angels besides just Benten. And of course, tell me in the comments what other deck profiles you guys want to see for future videos. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, because like I've said in this video, I have a lot of different deck profiles planned, as well as discussions, openings, just all kinds of videos planned. So yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see more of in the future on different videos, and give me some different requests. Like I said, whether it's openings, deck profiles, and just discussions and different things you guys would like to see on the channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome, and of course I will catch you guys later. See ya. Hope you guys have enjoyed my latest video. Be sure to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, as well as check out my other two channels, CyberKnight Games for Let's Plays, and also CyberKnight CCG for Card Fight Vanguard openings. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.